What's going on, everybody? Welcome back here to Weather on the Go, all your weather coverage. Our major winter storm we had just a few days ago is off the East Coast, and we're digging out from what was a big snowstorm from especially Oklahoma, Texas, and into Arkansas. And we're looking at colder air and some more snow as we go into this weekend. The snowfall will be lighter. We'll show you the totals here as we go through the video. And we're also looking at the potential for another major winter storm or two as we go into later January with more cold air. So this winter pattern continues, so make sure to subscribe to the channel and check back often for updates as we continue to show you these winter storms and break them down for you on this channel. Like the video and also share this video on social media. I definitely appreciate it. Let's look at the eastern US here going into the afternoon. Notice we have some lighter snow over here in Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, and a lot of that is actually moving off the coast. Some moderate snow over here in Cape Cod. That will continue to wrap up heading into the afternoon as well. Notice travel. This is your winter storm severity index, kind of showing you how travel can be impacted through the day. Pretty limited across the Northeast. Any light snow we have, it will not impact travel that much, but definitely make sure if you are heading out for any errands or anything you have to run today, to make it slow on the roadways, especially over here toward Cape Cod where the snowfall is just a tad bit heavier. Let's look at the snowfall reports over the past 72 hours. Again, this storm stretched all the way back into New Mexico, moved through Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, southern Missouri, western Tennessee. Really saw the brunt of the snow down there. Notice over 12 inches worth of snow in eastern portions of Oklahoma and western Arkansas. Some 12-inch reports in and around the Little Rock area as well. 8-inch reports over here in western Tennessee. So that was a formidable winter storm. We can finally say goodbye to that one. Let's look at the weather alerts across the United States here on this Saturday, January 11th. We have winter weather advisories across eastern North Dakota into northern Minnesota, also stretching back into Montana, parts of Wyoming, and western South Dakota. In the pinks, higher elevations there across the Rockies. We have winter storm warnings where some heavier snowfall could be squeezed out over the next 24 to 48 hours. Let's look at the precipitation across the entirety of the United States this afternoon. We got a lot of energy coming in from Canada, and this is going to bring some lighter snow to parts of the northern U.S. and heavier snows in the higher elevations of Montana, Wyoming, and down into Colorado there. Watching out for some snow in the Twin Cities. While it won't be a big winter storm, we definitely could be seeing some lighter snow this evening, and that could impact travel a little bit for the Twin Cities over here toward Duluth and into the La Crosse area as well. Overnight, some of that snow will spread east into the Badger State of Wisconsin, so up here into areas like Green Bay, Milwaukee, Madison, Stevens Point. Some of these areas could be seeing some lighter snowfall overnight, and then going into Sunday, that snowfall will spread across the lakes, so Lake Michigan and Superior over here, and into Michigan and the upper peninsula of Michigan, and maybe some snow showers down there in Indiana and Ohio as well. Something to keep an eye on if you're heading out to church or even having any errands to run on Sunday. So looking at the snowfall accumulation between now and Monday, January 13th, some heavier snows to the north. The heaviest will be north of Lake Superior, so this will be on the Canadian side over here into Ontario. That's where we could have double-digit snowfall totals, double-digit snow totals in the higher elevations of the Rockies from Montana all the way south here, perhaps to northern New Mexico through your Monday. Looking at travel, how it will be impacted, pretty limited and minor travel impacts, just watching out, maybe some snow-covered roads there into parts of the Dakotas, Minnesota stretching over to Wisconsin today and tonight, and then watching out for those snow-covered roads in Michigan, eastern Wisconsin, and the upper peninsula of Michigan there heading into Sunday. Looking at temperatures, as far as they're concerned this weekend, we're going to see colder air moving in across the eastern U.S., and winter will continue to roar on as we go into the weekend. Another big blast of Arctic air coming in from the north next week. So starting on Monday, January 13th, here comes that cold air from the north, and it's going to really amplify across the eastern U.S., especially being enhanced by that snowpack we just laid down from our previous two winter storms. So the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic and even the southeast will be pretty cold there on Wednesday. And then we have return flow from the southwest on Friday. That should get our temperatures at least slightly above normal finally by the 17th of January. Let's look at one of the coldest periods of this time frame. Wednesday morning could be starting off below zero here from parts of Illinois, into the Ohio Valley like Indiana, southern Ohio, northern Kentucky, West Virginia. And look at that, 21 in the Atlanta metro starting off Wednesday morning. Those wind chills down in North Georgia, North Alabama, northern Mississippi could be down into the middle teens for your wind chills Wednesday morning. So if you were heading out to school or work, really make sure to bundle up there across those areas. Further north, wind chills will be -15, -20 across the Ohio Valley, stretching up through parts of the northlands of Wisconsin and into portions of Minnesota. So it's going to be very cold for Wednesday morning. And we don't recover much into the afternoon. We're only into the low to mid 30s down in Atlanta, 35 Wednesday afternoon, 34 in places like Huntsville and Florence, 28 below freezing there in the Music City and Nashville, and teens, maybe even some single digits at times for high temperatures. Yes, across the Ohio Valley and the Northeast going into Wednesday afternoon. Definitely going to be a cold one. So again, make sure to bundle up with your winter jacket, gloves, and a scarf out there. Looking at the precipitation anomalies going into next week, pretty dry across the east, and a lot of this is driven by cold, dry air. So we're going to see a lot of that moisture locked over the Gulf of Mexico further to the south. And our storm track for snow will shift well north into Canada. In fact, up here in Alberta, Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario especially, could be seeing a few inches to several inches of snow with a clipper storm track that brings snow from west to east across Canada between the 13th and the 17th of January. Let's talk about beyond that period, because there are big signals within the models, especially the ensembles, that are showing a pattern that is conducive to more winter storms, more cold temperatures across the United States between January 17th and the 24th. We got blocking, big ridge up here in Alaska, western Canada, trough here on the either side of that, a little bit of a weak ridge, so we might see a little bit of warm air preceding the system. But we're watching the bottom part of this trough, especially as we establish some pretty cold temperatures for late January between the 17th and the 24th. Look at a lot of southern Canada, the lower 48 here. Outside of Florida, we'll be very much below normal with our temperatures, and we're watching the base of this trough. It's going to be positively tilted as it looks right now. And a lot of the models do show that a low pressure could develop further down to the south here in the southern plains and move up through the Ohio Valley and into the northeast. On the northwest side of that track, here outlined in black, we could be seeing some heavier snowfall. This could include Quebec, southern Ontario and Canada, but also parts of interior northeast and New England, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, Midwest, areas that haven't seen a lot of snow. So Chicago, Milwaukee, Des Moines, this is a pattern conducive for snow in your area. And then back into Kansas City again, Oklahoma City and Little Rock could have a chance for more snow between the 17th and the 24th of January. And the Climate Prediction Center, it's not just me saying that. The experts over there are also highlighting a slight risk for some heavy snow in that general 18th to 20th time frame. And this could extend a little bit longer into like the 24th as well. But notice it's the same areas, really, the Northeast, the New England region, the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, parts of the Midwest, and all the way back down toward the southern plains. On the warm side of the system, heavier rains can be expected with a slight to moderate risk for some heavy precipitation. The main corridor will be affected along the Gulf Coast states from Louisiana eastward to Georgia. That's where we could squeeze out maybe even some flash flooding if heavier rains repeat over those areas over several days. So we'll keep you covered on that and much more. So subscribe to the channel. Check back often for updates. An evening forecast is likely later on today around 9 o'clock Central Time. So make sure to turn on post notifications for that. And again, subscribe to the channel if you want to see that. Like the video down below, and I definitely appreciate that as well. Share this video with friends, family, and on social media, and I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their Saturday out there.